yards off 82 attempts carrying the football. And he started the last 5 games and picked up some quick W's, with him probably being the franchise quarterback until. Losing their spot after the Case Keenum experiment did not work, and obviously the Joe Flacco experiment couldn't work. Because sometimes he had those moments, especially against Chicago, but other than that, he was barely any factor in the shotgun basic. I'm Joe Flacco, and I get carried off my incredibly surprising, fast, and athletic skill players back in Baltimore. Like Ray Rice, Jacoby Jones, people like you're telling me that Joe Flacco ever had a breakout moment in his NFL career, and I think he only made one Pro Bowl in his career or two. You're telling me that he's a threat. There was, of course, the defense that came with Todd Davis, Justin Simmons, that I think is getting paid a lot of money this time. Von Miller, of course, Chris Harris, Shelby Harris, Mike Puchel, Will Parks, Malik Reed. I think he produced all right this season. Kind of a underwhelming time for the defense, especially for Lindsey. They have to always get the ball back. They're always fumbling at times. And Miller, oh my God, someone got like a combined 10 tackles, as well as like 3 tackles for losses, obviously coming from Justin Simmons. It was a good time for young defense. I think that all they needed was a stronger O-line, pick up somebody on the receiving aspect of the ball. They don't have a lot of receivers. After trading away Emmanuel Sanders for like a first round pick. I think it was like a 4th round pick, and that was practically it. Cortland Sutton broke out, 1,000 yards off 72 receptions after getting targeted 124, but he made it work with decent route running experiences. Noah Fant that produced all right, 500 yards, pretty good. He showed his stride. Deontay Spencer didn't get much of DeAndre Booker. Reed Beck, Emmanuel Sanders produced meh before getting traded for obviously veteran help. Deshaun Hamilton is meh. So I expected at least something. Because the only person that produced was technically just their rookie receiver. So what did the Broncos do? They just didn't sign any receivers yet. All they got was Melvin Gordon after getting released from the Chargers for a 2-year, $60 million deal. Even though their running depth is pretty nice, they don't need another running back. Sam Martin, Nick Vannett after Noah Fant's breakout year, Jarrell Casey, a D lineman, only Glenn Shaw for $44 million for 4. Isn't he in his mid-30s? I think he's from the Cowboys. And AJ Boye from the Jaguars after a pedestrian year after losing Jalen Ramsey. And he's barely had any picks or any deflections. The guy's been beat almost every time. He hasn't been good since 2017. And yet he got traded for a 2024 round pick. Oh my God. Jesus Christ. And this is the way you guys want to help yourself? After what you lost, Randall Larry, you lost Shelby Harris. The only big loss was Derek Wolfe and Chris Harris to the Chargers. Cyrus Jones, Brandon Allen that no one cared about, and Joe Flacco because that experiment obviously flew off for a man in his early 30s. I expect you guys to at least pick up some fucking some receivers, a competent center for fuck's sake. Another guard, probably you guys would do smart in the draft, even though you're like 7 to 9, so the pictures of you guys having a mid-round pick is pretty sudden. So, haha, if you got the joke, I got that from my professor. Fuck off. This is a troubling time for a Broncos fan, especially because because they know they have their history of offensive time struggles. They pick up on getting regurgitated Bengals trash from the mid 2010s when they were actual competent defensive threats. Uh, they have been having issues getting receivers. They haven't been good since Peyton Manning was in the team. We have the sophomore quarterback Drew Lock that had the second half of the season to himself, where he put up some tremendous numbers. But his play style's got to be, a bit more potent than that, and then he's a strong line to position himself like it did for Baker Mayfield in his first year in the league. So I'm just expecting a bit more come this off season, because Connor Govern and Chris Harrison and Will Parks already found their team. They need a secondary quick. They already have Bradley Chubb, Von Miller, and a couple more defensive threats to make this a great pass rush. They need a stronger secondary. They need a good veteran quarterback for the second string. That's where probably Cam Newton is going to come in. Uh, better lineman execution, and then we might think about in a few years the Broncos making it to the playoffs. So that's practically what I want to put. That's my take on the Denver Broncos so far, the free agency. So that's I'll get more into the players that are still available for free agency and what teams they would fit in. I mean, sure, it sounds like dreaming to me, but that's somehow fantasy shit. It's always the reason why people view like other people's dumb videos, because they'll go over the oversaturated statistics that they did moments from like 4 or 5 years ago, even though they've been inconsistent for the past 3 years. Cam Newton. So yeah, that's practically it coming from me. Hopefully, the Broncos do try to do some stuff for the remainder of the time they have, especially in coronavirus. These guys ain't going anywhere to do anything dumb. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
You like that? You like